Hello. Hey, Bo. Hey, Giles. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Bill. So we finally made it. It only took forever. But the consignment sale's finally here. So how is everybody? Give it a few more minutes. Let everybody figure out that we're on. Then we will get going. Tired. I'm glad you decided to come hang out instead of take a nap. The news about LCC passing away hit you hard? Who's LCC? Ah. Yeah, I know who Lincoln Central is. I didn't even know he passed away. I knew he was old. He was definitely up there in age. Considering when I first came in to the community a few years back, I think he was already like pushing 90. All right. Start getting beginning stuff out the way. All right, for anybody new, payments are made via PayPal using goods and services only, please, or with Cash App. Either way, cheapskatecoins@gmail.com is the email you use for payments. If you do Cash App, it will say Louis Cachera. You're in the right place. That's me. Hey, Joe. Shipping is $4.50 to $22. $4.50 being the small little purple bubble mailers. $22 being a large flat rate box. If you want it sent registered, there's a $20 registered fee. That is the only way you can fully insure coins through the mail. And then if you want it sent fragile, in our neck of the woods at least, they do an $11 charge for that. So keep that in mind. If you're new, you are allowed to get stuff tonight. You just have to send us an email by the end of the night that has all of your shipping info, who you are, your channel name, what payment method you want to use, and what email you use for that payment method for invoicing purposes. And again, that email will have to be in by the end of the night, or you don't get anything. And we never send anything without payments. And here is our Facebook link. If you're on Facebook, tonight's lot list is on there. It is the top post. So you can go over there and check out everything we got going for tonight's consignment sale. And I just want to remind everybody, tonight is a consignment sale. There are some items I do have the ability to be a little bit flexible with. Others are at the price they're at. You know, again, it's consignment. We don't own any of this stuff. This all belongs to somebody else. So, yeah. All right.
And we will work with people.
Oh, yeah, and that reminds me, being a Thursday consignment sale, you guys will have until next Wednesday to pay. I always forget to say that on consignment sales. It's basically, we give you a week to do payments, regardless of what night the sale is on. Everybody make sure you're in live chat. I always forget to tell people that too. Oh, and then also for anybody new, if you do get anything and you want your package held to maximize shipping, make sure you let us know. Send us an email to let us know. If we miss it in chat,
Or
sometimes,
forget.
yeah, or if we forget, if we saw it in chat and we forget, make sure you send us an email so we know that we are holding your package. Because we do that for people to maximize your shipping. You know, some people just want it shipped every time, but I kind of feel bad when somebody gets like a dime and then is paying shipping for just one coin. But I guess if you're okay with that, then, you know, we'll send it out. Monday's lot list, I'm hoping I'll have it out by tomorrow. I just finally got all of it put together, so now I have to actually make the list. But hopefully it'll get out tomorrow. For Mondays. We've also had a holdup because we ordered some stuff like 2 weeks ago and it's still not freaking here. Now the tracking thing is going to be here on Tuesday, which of course is the day after the sale. So I had to get creative to get a full list together. But all right, hopefully everybody is ready because we're going to get this thing going. And tonight we are kicking off with some silver rounds, big old silver rounds. Starting off with, this is a 4 ounce, 0.999 silver round. It is in the design of the 2000 Sacagawea proof dollar. It is gold plated. It is in a big airtight. I'm going to pop the cap off the airtight though, because he's got a big old sticker on it. So you guys can actually see it. Open. There we go. There you go. 4 ounces of pure silver. Silver just got over 23 bucks an ounce again. And there's your other side. I want to be careful with it. I want to put my fingerprints on it. Rotate. 24 karat gold layered. 4 ounce 999 fine. Really pretty. So any takers on this one is 125. By the way, we can do payments. We are cleared for doing payments. Not the Wounded Eagle. They did not use the Wounded Eagle design. I have still never found one of those. Last call. Yeah, back when they were doing it. Well, the Cheerios had the enhanced tail feather design for the Cheerios coin anyway. So if you come across one of those, it's already worth more money. All right, we're moving on. And again, none of this stuff is ours, and we do have to give it back to the owner, whatever doesn't sell. So if you want something, make sure you get it tonight. All right, then we got another 4 ouncer. Again, it is gold plated, 24 karat gold plated. And it is a 2000 proof Liberty Eagle design. And again, going for 125. We'll call that one the, it's almost like a legless eagle. Except for it's like got a little foot back there, but it almost looks like a legless eagle. £1/4 pound. Last call. All right, we are moving on. If anybody does decide you want either of those, make sure you let us know by the end of the night. All right, now we are moving into foreign Silva coins, which makes up like a good majority of the list. And we are kicking that off with a 1900 1/4 golden from Curacao. 64% silver. It isn't an AG, but only 480,000 of these were ever minted. And this one's going for 15 bucks. Let me get this down so you see it better. Any takers at 15? Over 100 years old. Very low mintage. So far, nothing. All right, moving on. I know you're asking the group. I'm saying so far they haven't gone for anything. All right, next up, we're going to Mexico. Got 2 coins from Mexico tonight. Kicking off with a 1950. This one is a 50 centavos, 30% silver in VF for 3 bucks. And this one's going to Joe. I doubt he would want to wait 30 days. Hey, see him. Congrats, Joe. I mean, like, if nobody else grabs it by the end,
You'll talk to...
send me an email to remind me, and I can text him and ask him. And see what he says. Hey, Trent. All right, one more from Mexico tonight. It is a 1968 25 pesos, 72% silver AU, all for 15 bucks. This is the big silver dollar size one. Any takers at 15? I think melt on these is like 13, if I remember right. Or 12. Somewhere in there. Let's see real quick. 1968. 25 pesos. Current melt value on this coin. Yeah, $12.05. So you're getting it for $2.95 over melt. And going to Joe. Congrats, sir. Next up, we're going to Austria. Land of the longest consecutive running mint in the world. They're like 830 years now or something like that. That mint has been running non-stop. All right, kicking off Austria is a 1965 shilling. It is 64% silver. It's an extremely fine. NGC list is 19 bucks. And it's going out tonight for 9 bucks. So less than half of list for this guy. Any takers? Oh, and then we also have, there's also one in AU for 10 bucks. Here is the AU one. So if you want one, just hit bin and the grade. So bin EF or bin AU. Any takers on either? The AU one there is exactly half of list. All right, moving on to the 1961 5 shilling. This one is BU. You need a 2022 red book. I do not have any red books. All right, NGC list on this one is 24. It is going tonight for 14. 10 bucks off of list. Any takers? Hey, Chef. Going to Chef. All right, next up is the last of the 5 shillings. And it is the 1962 This one is also a BU. Beautiful luster on this one. List is 20 bucks. I don't know why it says AU on the list. It is a BU. That's actually wrong on the list. And this one is going to Aaron. Let me fix that real quick. BU for 10 bucks. All right. All fixed. So on your invoice, it will actually say BU. Oh, wait, let me see that one. Okay. Did I show the same one twice in a row just now? Yep, I did. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, the date was just wrong. Okay, hang on. There.
61, 61, and 62.
No, this one just wasn't on the list.
Oh.
So we had the 161, that's the one you put over there, that's the one the chef got.
Yeah.
And then this one is not even on the list.
Sure. It would be
Aaron, do you,
14.
okay, yeah, Aaron, do you mind doing 14 on that one? Because this is a consignment sale, so I have to stick with the price that the owner set. It's still the BU, but it would be 14. Do you mind doing 14 on it? I can't sell it for less than what they wanted. You'll pass on it?
Okay.
All right, so if anybody else wants it, we do have another BU for the 61. Which still, I mean, it's 10 bucks under list. It's still a great deal. It just somehow skipped to get and put on the list. CM says he'll take it for 14.
Alright, CM.
Let me add it down here at the bottom. To CM. All right. And that was... What was the code on the back?
GP.
Okay. Got it. Now I gotta find my spot again.
That one.
Okay, so we actually do have one more 5 shilling then. And it is the 62. And it is actually an AU. Now that we know we had the wrong thing up. So 1962, 5 shilling, AU, list is 20. It is going tonight for 10. Now that we finally got everything cleared up. That was the surprise mystery coin there. And this one's going to Chef.
Gotcha.
All right, now we've got a 10 shilling. And the final coin from Austria. 1958, 10 shillings. 64% silver, extremely fine, going for 16 bucks. I know they've got the big 50 shilling. They do have 100 shillings too. But most of the 100 shillings were like special releases. They had like rulers on it and stuff like that. And those 100 shillings are like pretty pricey for what they are. And this one's going to CM, at least in my opinion. But hey, you know, if you like them and it's worth it to you. Yeah, I've had opportunities to get the hundreds from Rick, but he's always got them at like max of what they're worth, so I'm not able to talk him down on those. Picked up 7. Yeah, I remember when we had all those. That was I think still to this day, I think that was the only time we've ever had them. All right. Sweden, 1953, 1 Corona. 40% silver and fine for 3 bucks. How can you go wrong? Silver coin for 3 bucks. From 1953. But yeah, I'm always keeping an eye out for the 50s and the 100s. Going to Chef.
Gotcha.
Where'd that go? 53 1 Kroner fine was the one that's supposed to be over there. That's this one. Alrighty. That one need to correct because that one's wrong on the list. It is not a 1 kroner. It is a 50 ore. There we go. Oh, it's all good. Next up is a 1953 50 ore. So same year as the last one, but this one is the half kroner or 50 ore. And this one's going to Joe. And then last coin from Sweden is 1962 1 kroner. This one is in a VF for 3 bucks. Any takers at 3 bucks? Going to Joe. All right. Right, now we are going to Britain. And kicking off Britain with an oldie. We got an 1890 3 pence. Old Victoria. 9.925 silver VG for $5. It's a heck of a good price for 1890. Any takers? Going to see him. All right. Next up is a 1915. 925 silver, extremely fine for $6. Still looking for the 1.5 pence. Dude, I have never seen one in person. So apparently they are really, really, really hard to find, or not real. This one's going to Henry. Hey, Henry. It's good thing you're here, man. There's a lot of really old Canadian here tonight. Some stuff you might be into. Treat it like pennies. Alright. Next up, 1937 3 pence. This is into the 50% silver. VF for $3. Yep, you're just a little bit late. Only missed a little bit. All you missed was Austria, Mexico. The one Curacao coin is still available if anybody wanted it. And then the 2 4-ounce silver rounds are still available. So this one's got album toning going on. Definitely seen some time in an album on this one. $3. Anybody? Oh, by the way, Henry, those 3 Goose dollars will be here on Tuesday that you want. This one's going to CM. And then also Bo, the Stone Mountain $half will be here on Tuesday as well. Next up, 1941 3 pence. This one's also an extremely fine, going for $3. Any takers? Going to Joe. All right. That was Joe. That would see him. Next up, got a pretty one. 1942 BU. Got some toning on it. NGC list on this one is $40. It is going tonight for 20. And it is going to CM. Congrats, CM. Fill in as many of those slots with BUs as you can, right? Get a nice shiny set going. Next up is 1936. And we are now into 6 pence. 1936 6 pence. This one's a VG for $3. And the takers. All right, moving on. To the 1944 BU. Going for 15. Glare. Anybody? Man, nobody wants to be you. Oh, there we go. Chef. Chef's taking it. Oh, Chef, I watched that the preview video of your silver stuff. I love that you made that silver round an actual little kitchen set. That's awesome. If anybody hasn't seen it, he has silver rounds that he poured. That is basically, it has like a little pot, a little frying pan, and a little chef's hat. It's really cool. All right, now we're on to Shillings. Kicking off with the 1920. 1920 and VG. Oh, you're very welcome. Man, if you ever want to sell any through us, let me know. We will definitely throw some out there for you. Any takers at 5? 50% silver shilling. Any takers? So did you actually make the mold for that yourself, or did somebody else make it for you? Just out of curiosity. All right, moving on. To the 1938. This one's an extremely fine, going for 7. 50% silver. The dual-wielding lion. Anybody? The medal from a cooking competition. So did you just like press it into sand and then redo your own? Or like wax or something? Alright, moving on. Now we're on to Florins. We have 2 Florins. Starting with the 1926. 50% silver in good for $7. 1 Florin. Sandcast. Well, it looks really cool. Toyed around once at the idea of doing basically doing like the Cheapskate logo as a silver round or a copper round or something. But I don't have the ability to make them. I am not artistic enough to make the mold. So, yeah. Any takers? All right, moving on to the 1939 Florin. This one's an extremely fine, going for 8. Make a nice channel round, but a little heavy, a little over 3 ounce. Man, no love for the Florins. Alright, moving on. Last coin from Britain. Here's a 1921 half crown. 50% silver and good for $8. Half crowns are always cool. Not quite as cool as a full crown, but half crowns are still cool. Try to get silver dragons, pour me a fried egg, and gild the yolk. Going to Trent. Congrats, Trent. I don't know what gilding means. All right. On to Canada. So I will reiterate, we are able to do payments because a lot of these are the higher end coins from Canada.
Change that to BP.
Huh? Oh. All right, and we are kicking this off with the 1872 H, 25 cents. It is H as in Heaton and Sons. 925 sterling silver in VF. And this one is going for $70. Here's your H mint marker right down there. Beautiful toning on this one. These are the hard to get years, guys. Any takers at $70. Oh, okay. We called that brazing back in my day. And going to CM. Congrats, CM. All right, next up is the 1874 H with the inverted V in Canada. So instead of being the A with the line going through the A, it's just an inverted V. 925 sterling silver VG going for $85. And I will show you that under the scope. So there's a standard A. Of course, it's got the line through it like an A should. But then when you go down to Canada, Those are inverted V's. Those are not A's. You see the V in Victoria there? How it's made? Exactly the same. I don't know how they came about, but yeah, there's only a small number of them that had the inverted V. Again, I'm not sure, Bo. I just know that there were only a very small number of them that had it done that way. So it might have just been a case where they just made a bunch of, or made some of them and then did a design switch. I don't know. If anybody does know, let us know in chat how these came about. You'd pony up if it was a little bit better. If it was a little bit better, you'd be looking at a lot more money. Yeah, it is very cool. Just a very neat variety that this particular year had. Last call on this one. And we are moving on. Moving on. Let me get these out of the way. All right, next one. This one's going to confuse some of you. This is the 1880 narrow wide O. So what the heck does that mean? That means wide outside and narrow inside. I don't know why they had that labeled that way, but that's Canada for you. This one is 925 sterling in VG and going for 110.
Side flip. Yep. Canada.
Any takers? And this one is going to Henry. Congrats, Henry. That'd be a nice piece for your collection. All right, next up, this one is a rarity, guys. $18.85 curved top 5, 25 cent, 925 sterling, silver, and VG. 192,000 of these were minted across both types. And this one is going for 160. So it's kind of like, sort of like the fancy 5 that we have on some of the coins, where it just has that little kind of on the top of the 5, where it curves up instead of just blocking off. And this one, this style was the lesser, hey, hidden, is the, my mind just went blank. It's the one that has the least of the two styles. There we go. And going to Henry.
That's Henry.
Two awesome coins for Henry's collection. You are very welcome, sir. All right, next up is the 1886 obverse number 1 normal. This one had 5 different obverse types, and only 540,000 were minted across all 5 types. NGC list on this one is $285. It is going for $185. So it's $100 off of list. It is in a VF. Any takers? Anybody? What kind of plant is he willing to work with that? You can't do payments. That one for, what is it, 180? 185? Well, I mean, if you did it in 2 payments, it'd be $92.50 twice. And then if you could do it in 3 payments over 3 weeks, would be basically $62 a week for 3 weeks. I mean, I would like to not have him have to wait longer than 3 weeks. Especially considering we've already been sitting on his stuff for, you know, we've had to put off the sale twice now, so we've been sitting on his stuff for almost a month. Okay. All right. Well, we are going to move on. Yeah, let me know if you decide you want to. Who knows? You might find something you like better. Like this next one, maybe. All right. This one is a key date for the series. It is the 1889 25-cent. Only 66,324 of these were ever minted. Figure at best, a quarter of those are still out there that haven't been melted down. This one is in a good NGC list. It's 300. It is going tonight for 180. 120 bucks off of list. Cindy was here earlier. She said hello to you. Any takers on the key date? Went to the chow hall, maybe. Or she's watching multiple channels at once. She has a tendency to do that. Last call on the key date. And again, some of these I do have some wiggle room if anybody wants to throw out offers. This is one of them. This one does have some wiggle room. All right, we're moving on. To the 1892. This one is in a VF. 510,000 of these ever minted. This one is going for 85. That is a respectable looking coin right there. Any takers at 85? Yeah, that one can go for 80. Going for 80 to CM. Congrats, CM. Right, next up is the 1900. 95 sterling silver and about good for 10 bucks. Any takers at 10? All right, moving on. To the 1936 with dot. This one has 3 varieties. There's the with dot, without dot, and then the with dot and bar. And it had 153,000 minted across all 3 types. And I will show you under the scope. That is the dot. So there's one with it, there's one without it, and then there's one with dot and bar, and the bar would be right above the dot. And in fact, the next one coming up is the with dot and bar. No, they don't know how many exactly were made of each type. They just know that it was 153,000 across all 3. I can do 80 on it, Henry. This one's going to Henry for 80. Congrats, sir. They do know though that this one is the rarest of them, and it is the dot with dot and bar. They do know there are less number of these than any of them. Let me get down on there. So this is the with dot and bar. This one is in fine. Going for 130. Focus. And I don't know if you can see it very well. I might need to get in closer. Work with my scope. There you go, with dot and bar. If you can see my pointer, that's the bar. It's like the one that Henry just got does not have that bar. So any takers on this one? Going for 130. Again, it is in a fine. All right, we are moving on to the final quarter, which is a 1966 80% silver, extremely fine for $6. I don't know if you can tell on the camera or not, but this does have some toning on it. Starting to kind of get that gold patina. Any takers for $6? And then we're on to half dollars. Canadian 50 centers. All right, we are moving on to half dollars. And kicking off is the 1872H in VG. This is a key date for the series at only 80,000 ever minted. It is in a VG and going for $68. And the basic rule of thumb, as I'm told by Barry Hughes, who is a Canadian expert, is on all of these coins, figure 75% of them have been melted down. So that would mean on this one, you'd have basically a 20,000 survival across all grades. And I have found that tends to be a good rule of thumb across all foreign silver. Is just assume 75% of it's been melted. Because people melt that stuff a lot. That is a really good price on this one. For only 68 bucks. This one is one of them that is the set price on it. It cannot go down any farther than that. As you can see, he's already marked it down a number of times. Man, I'm actually surprised nobody grabbed that one. All right. Moving on to the 1892. This one is also in a VG. 151,000 of these ever minted. And this one's going for 80 bucks. Any takers? I gotta speed up. Hey Taylor, haven't seen you around in a while. How have you been? All right. Moving on. To the 1913. 265,889 of these ever minted. This one is in a VF. And going for 90 bucks. Yeah, it sounds like you're kind of all over the place. Congrats on the new girlfriend. We're doing all right. 85. Yeah, I can do 85 on this one. That is within the okay realm. Going to see him for 85. Congrats, sir. Next up is the 1914. This one's in a VF. 160,000 of these ever minted, and this one is going for 180. Already marked it down from 250. What's the oldest? Probably 1872. Yeah, 1872. There was an 1858, but that went in pre-sale. So as far as on the actual sale, it looks like 1872 is the oldest. Which is a key date. At only 80,000 minted. It was a 1872, 50 cent. Nobody bought it. Still available, 68 bucks. Going well over budget tonight. Don't get yourself in trouble. Yes, I can do 170. Going to CM for 170. Congrats, sir. Could I do 140 for both the 72 and the 92? Hang on. Give me one sec, guys. Well, the 72 just sold. That's going to Henry now. The 92. If you wanted the 92, the lowest would be 75 for the 92. So if you want the 92 for 75, that we can do. Meanwhile, we are on the 1916. This one's in a fine 459,000 ever minted and going for 35. And this is one that it is set at 35. It cannot go any lower. Any takers? Got another key date coming up next. It's a big key date. All right, moving on to the key date. 1932. 19,213 of these ever minted. This one is in a VG going for $100. And again, you do that math and figure 75% of these things are gone from being melted. That leaves under 5,000 survival. Any takers? I can do 95 is the lowest I can go on this one. That is as far as I have permission to lower it. So if you mind meeting in the middle for 95, you can get it for that.
Okay, Ben.
All right, going to Henry, 95. Congrats, Henry. Enjoy that key date, sir. Next up, another really low mintage. This one would be a semi-key date. 1934. 39,539 of these ever minted. It's in a fine, going for 80. Needed that one for the book. Hey, nice. She filled up a spot. Any takers on this one? What are you doing with my head?
Where?
All right, moving on. Last $50 is a beauty. 1945 BU. NGC list of 75. He is doing it for 45. And because my camera is being dumb tonight, you can kind of see the luster. Yeah, my camera is just not cooperating tonight. But this thing does have a lot of luster. This thing will look way better when you have it in person. It is gorgeous. But my camera is being dumb tonight. Any takers? This one does have some wiggle room on it if anybody wants to make an offer. All right, moving on to Canadian dollars. And kicking off Canadian dollars is the 1935. And there is one that's BU for 70. And one in EF for 24. Yeah. There is the BU. That's the $70 one. Beautiful coin. And then there is the EF. That cool dark silver toning. That's the $24 one. 65 on the BU. Yeah, I can do that. Going to Aaron for 65. Congrats, Aaron. Woo. Oh, needs a new holder probably. Any takers on the EF, the $24 one?
I don't know.
All right, moving on to the 36. So the 36 We have 2 of them in BUs that are, again, $75 each. And then there's also going to be one in EF for $25. And you can see that thing is a gorgeous BU. So that's one of the $75 ones. And here's the other $75 BU. Both are gorgeous coins. And then here is the EF. Oh, wait, no, that's not the EF. Here's the EF. This is the $25 one. It does have some scratches down there. And on the obverse. Lowest on these I can go is 68 on the BUs. That is the minimum. So you mind coming up $3 to get one? One going to Aaron for $68. Anybody else? Last call on these. Got one more BU. And then we've got the $25 one. The nicer of the two. They're about equal. No, that one's a little bit nicer. All right, we're going to move on. Next up, 1937. This one was a low mintage year. There are 4 of these available. There's one in EF at $25. One in AU at $30. And then 2 of them in BU at $65 each. 207.4 thousand of these ever made. There's the EF, that's the $25 one. Here's the AU. That's the $30 one. And then the 2 BUs. There's number 1. And there is number 2. Any takers on any of these? Die crack on the AU. Oh, that's just a hair. It could be a die crack. That one's just a hair. Barry got one of his hairs in there when he closed it. Last call on these. All right, moving on. To the 1938. Uncirculated, 90.3 thousand ever made. $80. Any takers? $80. What's the bottom of the BU? Talking about on the 37s? I don't know what you're looking at. Any takers on the 38? Last call. Oh, lowest on the 37? Lowest on the 37s is, for the BUs, is 60. So, yeah, $60 for the 37. If you're talking about this one would be 70 is the lowest they'll go on this one. One going to Aaron of the 37s. Oops. That's a 38. Give me a 37. All right. We're moving on. Next up, 39. These are BUs. The price on these is set. They cannot go any lower. There's 3 available. Didn't you? Is it just the 37 that you're getting, Aaron? Because I've already got you down for that. Or did you want the 38 too? All right, here is 39, number 1. Okay, yeah, I've already got you down for one of those. The 37, you've already got one. Here is number 2. Where'd you go?
Aaron, sorry. I went and used the bathroom, and then I checked to see if the package showed up.
And number 3. Any 49s? There is one 49 coming. So any takers on these? 28 bucks each. Do not have a 48. One going to Aaron.
No, he says 49.
Wait till we get to it, dude. You know the rules. You can't bend something until it's in chat. You've been around long enough. Two more available. Anybody want the last two?
Oh, the 49's the next one. Anyways.
Yeah, those 48s are tough to come by. And an uncirculated 48, you'd be looking at, I think those are what, like 800 bucks? Something like that? 1,000? All right, moving on. Okay, Aaron. Now you can hit Ben. $19.49. Wish the sailboat. I know you weren't betting the 39.
You put the 39.
Oh, you weren't burning. Okay, you don't want a 39. Okay, so all of the 39s are still available.
And going there.
49 is not available. It has gone to Aaron for 35. Because he loves them sailboats. Next up. $19.54. 246.6 thousand ever made. It is BU and it is going for 85 bucks. Starting to get some of that toning going on around the outside. Beautiful luster.
As soon as I sit down, it's gonna be like all over it.
Oh, very nice. All right, moving on. All right, next up, I'm going to be linking these both. All right, so these are the 1955. This one is the short water lines BU. 268,000 minted across both types. The short water lines is the rarer of the two. So that one is 180. And then also available is the full water lines BU for 80. So that gives you an idea of the difference of the rarity between the two.
That's the normal.
And you're looking at the water lines over here, whether or not they all make it all the way or not. Of course. And that one's the one with the short water lines. And I mean, that one is like proof-like. Look at that. I can show you it under the scope. That's the short water line. That's the full water lines. So you got all the 4 water lines going all the way. And again, here's this one again. This one you've only got 2 water lines and they don't barely make it anywhere. This one is the rarer of the 2. The one that's missing most of the water lines. That is the difference. All right, I am also allowed to offer a package deal for anybody who wants both types. And I forgot to make note of it, so let me do some math real quick. All right, so it'd be 260. Basically, yeah. It'd be 260 individually priced. And I'm able to do a package deal on them for basically $220. So it's a $40 off if you get both of them as a package. So basically it would drop the 55 down to 140. Oh yeah, definitely. Very nice set. And I mean, you got this one, like I said, this thing is pretty much proof-like. That thing's pretty frosty. Restraining yourself. Last call. Then we got to move on. It's because he knows he's got to pay for his gooses next week. He's getting 3 of them. All right, moving on to the 1956. 209,000 of these ever made. And this is going for $60. That one has seen a lot of time in a dollar bag. I know a lot of people don't like the modern commemorative dollars, but I actually want to put together a collection of them someday. Because I think some of them are really nice. Oh, there's 2 of these available, by the way. I just realized. And quite a difference in price. Here's a proof-like one. For $225. Crazy how much a proof-like designation can change the price on something. I do like my Kennedys. I'm bummed out I had to sell them all. I'm painfully, slowly rebuilding my Kennedy set again. I was almost done with it. I was only missing like 4 coins. And I had to sell it. Alright, moving on. Alright, next few, we're getting into the more modern ones. Got a 1965. This one's in an AU for 18 bucks. I don't use Dansco's for it. I just have a 3-ring binder with the pages. But yeah, all I was missing was, of course, the 64 SMS, because everybody's missing that because there was only 35 made. I didn't have the solid gold one, the 2014 solid gold one, and I didn't have the other 2014s for that special set. Beyond that, all I had left to do was I had the silver proofs. From 92 up, I only had like 3 years of silver proofs. That was it. That's all I was missing. I had the enhanced hair proof. I had all the rest of the SMSs. Jim BU 82s, 83s. Yeah. All right, moving on. So here is a consignment version of Henry's favorite coin. 1967 Goose. 35 bucks on this one. He charges more than I do for these. All right, moving on. All right, that does it for the Florins. And you bend the ones that I have coming, Henry. This is a consignment sale. That one belongs to somebody else. I don't own any of these coins. I'm just getting a cut for doing the selling. Oh, the ones that you got from me, you're getting for cheaper and they're better looking. All right, we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to get into the American coins. So stick around. We will be right back. what? Back with American coinage. Alright, so starting with American coinage, this is a mixed roll of nickels. It is a 1964 Philadelphia and Denver mixed mints. Uncirculated roll for $5. I don't know how many of each one is in there, but it's a mixture of the two. And this one's going to Bill Betts. Congrats, Bill. All right, next up is 2004 Denver piece metal B-roll, and these things are gorgeous. And again, going for $5 to Bill. Congrats, Bill. Your wife is trying to have an intervention for your coin habit. Just a reminder about the investment quality of it. That's your retirement, man. And we've also got for $5 the Philadelphia piece metal. All right, only thing different about this one, Bill, is it's one of them that's in like the shrink wrap rolls that the companies do. But there you go. If you want us to take it out and put it into a tube, just let me know. We will. We have tubes. All right, next up is 2004 Denver Keel boat. Again, going for $5. She wants to know where to sell it all when you die. YouTube. Sell it to the coin community. Going to Bill. Or send it all into Rick. Well, he might actually die before you, so if he does, then maybe if his son takes over. Which I keep asking Kenny if he's going to take over the business eventually, and never get a clear answer from him. Oh, speaking of which, still waiting for people to submit questions for the giveaway for when we do the interview with Rick. We still have not gotten a single question submitted. Somebody better do it.
There's going to be a really boring...
All right, and then we've also got 2005 Denver Ocean in View for $5. B-roll. And going to Bill.
Crossbow.
Lots more nickels for the collection. All right, next up, Morgan Dollas. Starting off with an 1884 in fine. No, that's not an 84. That's an 82. Okay, I have these backwards. Whatever. Here's the 1884 and fine. This one's going for 40 bucks. This is one of the better dates for the mulligans. Any takers at 40? Let me see something real quick. Popping up newest media. Mulligans. All right, so this one, 1884 in fine. As soon as it quits ghost scrolling on me, there we go. Yeah, he's got it right at list, 40 bucks. All right, moving on. Tried these backwards on accident. Next up is the 1882 in VG. Also right at list. Of 40 bucks. All right, moving on to another one that's right at list. A 1901 New Orleans VG for 40 bucks. All right, moving on. No love for the low grades. To the 1921 San Francisco Extremely Fine for 40. All right, moving on. All right, next up, there's 4 of these in different grades. They're the 1921 Denvers. The EF, there are 2 available, 40 bucks each. That's those. And then there is an AU at 45. So that is that one. And a BU. On the 50 for a BU. Hey, man, it's not me. It's the guy that owns them. It's what he gave me to sell. Plus, the 21s are actually better year for the Morgan series, believe it or not. Considering, let's see, 21 Denver in BU. List price. I mean, you're talking at an mint state 61 is $78. If you get a 63, it's $175. And it just goes up from there. San Francisco at a 61 would be a $92. 63 would be $131. So the 21 Denver and San Francisco are both better dates. I mean, they're not like Carson City level better dates. So, I mean, you know, I could see this one potentially getting a 62 to a 63. That is a pretty nice coin. So based on that, $50 for that coin is a really good price. Need a 92 and a 93S. Yeah, that's like, aren't those like some of the most expensive? Let's see. 1892. If you're talking about the Philly or the plain date, at a 63 would be $650. If you're talking about the 92S, at a 63 would be $95,630. And then the 93S, yeah, you know, that's a cheap coin, $293,000. I hope you have a really big savings account if you want the 93S. All right, moving on. And then we've also got available some of the plain dates for 1921. All right, so we got one BU for $50. 7 AUs. At $40 each. So here's the BU. That's the $50 one. And then here are all the $40 ones. There's number 1. There is number 2. And these are all high AUs. Number 3. Number 4. There's number 5. Number 6. And number 7. Any takers on any of these? Well, let's see. 93S, if you get it in a good. Is a good 4 would be $2,340 for the 93S. If you can find one in an AG, that'd probably be like $1,800. $92S, however, at a good 4 is only $36, so that makes that one cheap. You can get as high as a VF for $150. You'll take the 21D, the BU one? I assume. You gotta find it again. Huh? Oh, that ain't it. Okay. Not even finding it now. Oh. That wasn't a 21D. I'm an idiot. It was a 21 plain date. I had it wrong on the list. I didn't even realize that while I was showing it. Because it was this one. No mem art. So there is no 21 DBU. There's only AU. So that was my bad. Apparently I was slipping when I did that. Yeah, there is no 21 Denver BU. There's only AU. I had it wrong on the list. All right. Unless anybody wants a 21 plain date BU, we are moving on. So sorry about that, Aaron. That was my bad. I think I might have a 21 BU. If you want one. I don't know if I have one or not. I don't know if it'd be at the same price or not, because I think I had mine priced a little bit higher. Alrighty. Next up, Peace Dollas. I want to make sure I got all of these right before I do them. So I don't want to have another snafu like that. Alright, these are all correct. Alright, kicking off Peace Dollars, 22 plain dates. Alright. BUs are $45 each. There's 3 available. There's number 1, number 2, and number 3. And then there's also 3 AUs. For $38 each. There is number 1. Number 2. Oh, that's a 24. Where'd my other ones go? Okay, never mind. There's one of them. There's number 2 for the AUs. These got mixed up somehow. All right, there's 2 AUs, not 3. I miscounted. Nope, there is 3. There it is. It was hiding. Nope, that's not it. Never mind. Gah. I'm losing my brain. So there's 2 AUs, $38 each. There's number 1. And number 2. And then the 3 BUs at $45 each. Any takers on these?
As you guys got really confused because of him.
All right, moving on. I'm always trying to get some of the better dates, but man, they are expensive and we can't afford to get them. Unless it's a thing where you pay for it up front and then we go and get it. All right, 1923 plain dates. We got 2 available on the BUs. $45 each. Anybody? Hey, Ramon. Welcome. All right, moving on to the 1924s. All right, 1924s. We've got, for the BUs, 3 available. Again, $45 each. Number 1. Number 2. And number 3. And then we've got 2 AUs available, again at 38. There's number 1, and there's number 2. Any takers on any of these? All right, moving on. All right, 1925, we've got one. It is a BU for 45. And this one's going to Henry. Congrats, Henry. Yeah, sounds good. Just let us know, and then, because like Rick's always got a lot of the better dates. But again, with how much they cost, it's one of those things that we'd have to get the money ahead and then go down and get it from him. So, like I always say, just send us a list of what you're looking for and we can go from there. All right, next up, 1926. We've got one AU for 38 bucks. All right, moving on. And then we've got a 27 Denver and Fine for 35. That's one of the better dates. All right, moving on to the 27 San Francisco. Extremely Fine for 40 bucks. Another one of the better dates. All right, moving on to the last coin on the list. 1934 AU. Going over 45. All right, if anybody's wondering what is still available from the beginning, both of the 4-ounce silver rounds. 1 second. I will let you know in a minute. The Curacao silver coin is still available. A couple of the Austrias. Few of the Britons. Chunk of the Canadas is still available. It's the 74H 25 cent with the inverted V's. The 1886 obverse number 1. The 1889 key date. The 1900. These are all the quarters, by the way. 1936 with dot and bar. And 1965 are all still available for the 50 cents. The 1892, 1914, 1916, 1934 key date, and 1945 are all still available. For the dollars, we've got a 35, 36 EF, 36 BU, 37, we have EF and AU and ABU still available. $1938, we have uncirculated still available. That's a semi-key date. The 39s, we still have all three of them available. They're all BUs. The 54, the 55 short and full water lines are still available. The 56s are both still available. 65 and 67 are still available. And then Morgans, the only thing that sold was a 21 plain date, so all the rest of the Morgans are still available. And then Henry was wanting to know about that one. Yes, I can do 40 on this one. So you can get it for 40, Henry. So other than the 25 and the 34, the rest of the peace dollars are still available. Congrats, sir. Sold to Henry for 40. So is there anything I listed that anybody wanted to see again or see it for the first time if you came in late? Here's the two silver rounds. That's the... These are 24 karat gold plated 4-ounce silver rounds. 3 nines fine silver. This one is the year 2000 Sacagawea design. And then this one is the Liberty 2000. These are $125 each if anybody wanted these. Again, we will be trying, hopefully get our list for Monday out tomorrow. And just another reminder, we're still waiting for questions for Rick for the big interview and giveaway. No questions yet. Nobody has put in a question yet, so somebody needs to get some questions going. What? Does it say 3 nines? It says it on both of them. Well, one says quarter pound, which a pound is 16 ounces. So what's a quarter of 16? 4. And it does say 3 nines. Quarter pound fine Silva. No, the rim is reeded. But it is 3 nines. Cash App is, you still use the Cheapskate Coins at gmail.com. And that one actually has 3 nines fine. It is, it's big. I mean, there's a piece of dollar in a holder on top of it. It's a 4-ouncer. These are both 4 ounces of pure silver. And they're both in the giant airtights. They're like, if you've ever seen like the 5-ounce big quarter design ones, it's the same. Which one do you want, Chef? This one or this one? Did you want the Sacagawea design or did you want the, the reeded edges? Or did you want the Liberty design? Meets the chef. Which one did you want? You want the Liberty Design one? Liberty Design one is going to chef. Congrats, sir. Did anybody want the Sacagawea design one? And I showed these outside of the airtights earlier, so that people could see them without it. All of this, the scruffy stuff you see on there is all on the plastic. So there's that one without the holder. As you can see, and these things are perfect. Does anybody want the other one?
You 100% on. Dork. Oh my god.
This one's going to chef as well. This is a 4-ounce silver round, Bill, that chef just bought.
That's plated gold.
It's gold plated. 24 karat gold plated. He just bought both of them. Congrats and congrats. Don't forget, chef, you still haven't paid for Monday, so you're going to have 2 invoices waiting for you.
Because we always do it separate.
All right, last call on everything.
Where's my rubber band?
Oh, Aaron, if you needed to break up your payments, let me know how many you need to break it up into.
Alright, I take that as a no.
Alright, guys, we're going to get out of here then. Thanks for coming out. It's been fun.
Have a good night. And see you all on Monday.
Okay, so Aaron, just let us know in an email how many payments you need us to break it into. And we are out of here.